Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is your customer success coach, Ken Stone from Bright MLS. Just wanted to kind of do a quick custom report for you today to show you something that we can find. Now, I'm currently, as you can see on my screen, I'm currently in a residential sales search looking at current properties in a particular subdivision neighborhood. Now, I'm currently in the neighborhood of Dominion Valley Country Club, which is located in the county of Prince William, in the state of Virginia. There are several properties for sale within this subdivision alone, just coming for sale as either coming soon or active. What I want to do is get a kind of an idea of some of the metrics for this area. Now, of course, I can always rely on our research team, including our chief economist, Dr. Lisa Sturdivant, for their marketing reports. But I want to go a little deeper. I want to grab some information about the particulars for this individual subdivision. So this is something I want to boil down very deep, very specific in a search. So if I have a client that, say, is looking at this property for $735,000, I want to make sure that that price is around average for this particular neighborhood if I'm not as familiar with it as I could be. So let's take a quick look. I'm going to leave this open on a separate tab. I'm going to come up here to my market drop-down menu, come over to our create custom reports. This is one way I have found that I use to find specific information. Now, of course, here we're presented with our screen depicting the information I'm going to need to find and enter in order to find this actual subdivision. So what I can do, of course, I can take within the search of this area by radial search, or I can simply enter in the county. In this case, it'll be in Prince William County. It's going to be a residential sale. And I'm going to look here at our subdivision. I'm going to start typing in the actual subdivision by name. So Dominion Valley Country Club. We can see that right here, Dominion Valley Country Club. Of course, if I want to look for it, I can always use that lookup tool. In this case, I'm going to come down here. Now, I have added an additional field of structure type. I can add in detached garages. If you need to learn more on this, when we do provide one-on-one trainings, we can always show you how to add these additional fields by clicking that add remove link, and we can add these specific fields in. But in this case, I'm going to select my detached properties. Now, over on the left-hand side here, you can see we have a ton of presets. So I can look for median days on market versus list price. This is using two statistics. Or I can look back at the regular statistics. Now, this is going to default to past 12 months. But if I wanted to see just year to date, I can do one of two things. I can always create my own presets by coming up here to the customized. And then I'm going to choose that time frame. So if I want to choose year to date for 2025, I can enter my first statistic. In this case, maybe I want to see the average current days to sell. So days to sell average. If I want to go further, we can see my advanced options has lit up now. I can click on that advanced options and it gives me a secondary statistic. If I want to choose down here, my list price average, or I can choose, of course, the original price. So in this case, I can also look at sale price. And I can do sale price to list price ratio, or sale price to original price ratio, and then average sale price, median sale price, volume in sales, number of sales. I have a lot of statistics that I can choose from. In this case, let's go ahead and see days to sell. We'll see what those final sale numbers are, and we'll get those averages. Now, of course, I'll need to go ahead and group this out. So we can group by list price, by month, primary year, or sale price. Let's go ahead and do this by month. Of course, now we're ready to actually generate. We see that generate button link up for us or highlight for us. What I can also do, if I want to change out the styles of these, I do have some additional page styles here. I sometimes find these 3D ones are a little hard to read as some of the information could be blocked. So I usually leave it as a 2D, and I can create different palettes. I can choose these by column, by line view, however the case may be. And now, of course, I can create this day to sell or days to sell average. We'll create this via line, do a line by line draft. And let's do generate. Now we can see for the current year, no sales in January, but we have, of course, our days to sell and then our sale price average in the blue. Of course, our days to sell, roughly right around 22 days, drops down to March, which had a higher, less sell date, average price around $1 million. And we see that it is continuing to grow over the past 2 months. So there have only been 24 listings found, so it could be too far or too few, I'm sorry, for the chart to be meaningful, meaning that, there might not have been enough of a selected market since we are doing a very, very deep dive into this one particular subdivision in Prince William County, that we may not have a full number or a good enough block of properties to survey in order to get really, truly good, accurate information. This is where Dr. Lisa and her team are very good at what they do. And these are just ways that we can, as agents, can find additional information that we can add to our own presentations. Now, of course, I can also take this data just by clicking that data tab, and it does break it out for us. So we can see that those days to sell went to 8. Prices stayed roughly about the same, just over $1 million. So this is just one way I did this. Now I did create an actual specific report here for a year to date, number of days on sale, utilizing a line or a column for our price, and then grouped by month. I'll hide those styles. Of course, I can send this out in print or email. Can also clear this. I also have the ability, if I want to use this as a standard report for me, I can actually click save. Then I am going to give it a name. And I can save with the current search criteria as a preset. If I'm going to continually market to this particular subdivision, I can do so, or this particular area. So I do have that option to save it and then just hit save. So folks, this was a course how you can add based on looking at current listings available for a particular neighborhood, a way you can create your own personal graph or display that can be used for reports, can be used for presentations. You can take this data, of course, and take the data, export it out into a CSV file. You can upload this into Excel. And then, of course, we have all of our presets here, or all of our data here. I hope you've enjoyed this particular presentation. If you ever have questions again, please do not hesitate to reach out to us here at the Coach's Desk. We're always more than happy to help you out with anything you have. All right. Have a great day, and thanks again.